Hi guys, it's Mo from Maritza and welcome to my November TBR. So where do I start? I'm in Florida and I plan on leaving Florida and coming back to Florida in the month of November. So we're gonna have kind of a crazy TBR this month. I'm a mood reader regardless, so honestly it doesn't matter, but for October I did not read a lot of my TBR considering the fact that I went from Seattle, the epitome of fall right now, to Florida, which is very hot right now. So I was just not in the vibes, I wasn't in the mood. I had emotionally and mentally prepared myself for a very fall, and I got more of a summer fall, so that was weird. So I do have some carryovers, but I still have all my fall TBR with me here in Florida, so these are the books I plan on reading this month. This is Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Malascalco. She also wrote Stalking Jack the Ripper. That was a really good series. I actually did some reading book talks on that series, but I didn't finish the last two books, or the last book and the last novella in it. Overall, I gave the whole series, I think, 4 stars. But this is her newest series, and this is Kingdom of the Cursed, and this is the final installment, the 3rd book, I believe, in the trilogy. I might be wrong. This might not be a trilogy. Actually, is this a trilogy? I don't know. This is book number 3. And so far, I feel like I'm burnt out on YA, but since this is the next book I'm supposed to read in the trilogy, I figured I'll read it, especially since it's the one I have here in Florida with me. Although the other 2 I gave 4 stars. I read them last month, and they're pretty chill. I actually tried to do a reading vlog on them. I may or may not post that. But heck, I might even vlog reading this. But overall, I'm just not getting what I feel like everyone else is getting from it. I give it 4 stars. I don't see the hype. I do see the hype, but I'm just not getting the hype, actually. Yeah. But for those who don't know, Kingdom of the Curse is about a Hades to Persephone retelling. It has the whole spooky dooky cast of witches, werewolves, vampires, but it's mostly witch and demon dominated characters, and it's a twin book. I've been reading lots of twin books lately, and I'm excited to know what happens in this book, but I'm not anxious to pick it up. I have a slight curiosity, just a slight. So this is gonna be the first books on my TBR for this month. The next, which is A Discovery of Witches, I was supposed to get to it in October. We just didn't get to it, y'all. I'm excited to read this, but I also let my audiobook expire on Libby, so I'm just nervous to read this without the audiobook, because I had perfectly planned this to have the audiobook along with the reading experience. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get the audiobook for this, but regardless, this is a big time fall read for past few years on BookTube and Book Talk. So I really want to read it this year coming around. I do not like doing seasonal repeats on my seasonal TBRs. So I want to read it this season, and I think it's just perfect for the vibes. I may end up reading this when I'm back in Washington for that little gap period I have, but long story short, it is a dark academian fantasy romance, and it has a spooky dooky cast. It has witches, i.e. Discovery of Witches. But that's all I really know about it, besides the fact that it's going to become a TV show or a movie, I think. So I really must read the books before, the TV show and movie comes out, because I have to judge it based off the original source material. Plus, it's one of my pet peeves. I don't like watching the movie or TV show before reading the book. It just throws me off balance. And next is This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. So we all know I'm not the biggest V.E. Schwaber. Trying to get the hype. Hopefully I get it. I'm going to do This Savage Song and Vicious. And after those 2 books, I'm going to determine if I can tolerate V.E. Schwab's plots. Her writing is spectacular. Her world building is lovely. But I just don't get the plots. The plots always fall short for me. A Darker Shade of Magic definitely put me in a reading slump. I think I gave it 3 stars. I DNF'd Gallant, and everyone's not gonna like me for this one. I think I gave 3 stars to the Adelie LaRue book. Yeah, it just wasn't my type of book. It was very atmospheric. Oh, that's a good book for fall. Adelie LaRue is a good winter fall read. Super atmospheric, very fun, go for the vibes. The plot is okay. It's a cute story. It's just not what I expected of it. The writing's lovely. But yeah, that's my issue with V.E. Schwab. I just can't get into her plots. Everything else about her is great, like the world building, character development, the writing structure, the writing delivery. It's always the plots. I can just never, they're not immersive for me. I'm trying though. Vicious and This Savage Song. It is your season. So this is gonna be on TBR. I may or may not get to this, honestly. And the vibes are there. This is one about there's no such thing as safe in a city full of monsters. Excited for it. Next is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. So I believe Bloodmarked or Blood Legacy is already out. It's the sequel, and I was supposed to read this before the sequel came out, but oh well. And Moniki fashion, we are late to the game. It is what it is. So this was described to me as a Southern Black Girl magic, and I'm here for it. Also, it is a round table Arthurian retelling, which I think is super cool. I can't wait to read it. It's gonna be my fall read as well. It's one of the vibes too. Someone told me that this has fall vibes, and I was like, really? Seriously? You're not lying? I'm excited to read it for this season. I might read this one in Seattle when I go back home. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, one of you guys, Christy at Purple Library, got this for me. It was my first book mail ever, and it made my day. And we are doing a whole shebang for this book dedicated to Christy's Purple Library. I will be doing a whole reading vlog on this book, vlogging my experience in the month of November. I don't know if it's gonna go up in the month of November because editing is just like, it's a whole bag of worms. When I tell you, it literally took me like 48 hours to do a 20-minute video the other day. My SD card was crashing, my computer was crashing, I was running out of room on both of them. I was losing footage. I have no clue where that footage went. There was chunks of my video that just disappeared. Where is it? I don't know. It's somewhere in the ether. But anyway, we're gonna do it. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I ordered a new external hard drive for all the footage that I'm gonna get. I have all my batteries charged. We're doing this. It is Dark Academia. This is Leigh Bardugo's entrance into adult fiction, I believe. Yeah, adult fiction, and that's it. I think that's all that I remember about it. I'm going into it kind of blind because y'all know I'm not the biggest Leigh Bardugo fan. The Grishaverse isn't for me. I like the TV show on Netflix though. Six of Crows. I like Crooked Kingdom. Six of Crows definitely put me in a reading slump, along with the whole Grishaverse series. I still like Nikolai. He's my favorite character. I still have yet to read Kingdom of the Scars or Rule of Wolves, even though he's still my favorite character, but I will read those books one day, even though everyone has told me it does not live up to the Nikolai hype. And last but not least, Babel. I did not read this last month. It was just a weird October month. I wasn't able to read a lot of my books because I was traveling and I was just falling out of like all these different reading moods with the change of season and the change of atmosphere, so we're still reading Babel. It's okay. I didn't read it in October. Picked it up in September. I'm gonna finish it in November. Dark Academia. We love it. We're here for it. Those who know, Babel is about Robin Swift. He is orphaned by cholera in 1828 and is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lavelle. There, Robin trains for years in Latin, ancient Greek, Chinese, all in preparation for the day he goes to Babel at Oxford University. This is a historical epic fantasy. It's a masterpiece. Just read it. It's good. And if you guys don't think you're smart enough to read Babel, I think you're smart enough to read Babel. I say worst case, in the bookstore, just read like the first 3 pages and be like, can I handle this? Or like the first chapter. I feel like the first chapter would give you a good gist about the writing style and if you can understand it or not, but I think everyone can understand Babel personally, but I understand that some of you guys just don't feel like you're up to it. Anyway, that is my TBR. Most of my TBR actually will probably be done on Kindle, or I'll have to buy some new books in Florida because I'm not feeling the atmospheric vibes of Florida. I want to read summer, but technically we're in fall and I live in Washington, but technically I'm in Florida for fall time. It's a whole shebang. Anyway, I'm gonna be reading lots of things on Kindle. Some books that have been calling out to me is potential reads that I might just pick up just for the heck of it. Oh, another book comes out this month, a new release, Heart Warrior? Something Heart Warrior. It is a Daughter of the Moon Goddess sequel, and that comes out in November, and I really wanted to read this book, and now it comes out, and I definitely miss buying the special edition from Fairy Loot, so that's very disappointing on my end. But I might read that. I don't think it has any type of fall vibes. I think it's just a epic fantasy, and that's what I'm here for. But I look forward to reading that. I might pick up Kill a Kingdom, I think that's what it's called, or The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I have not used my Kindle Unlimited subscription in like 6 to 8 months, and I've been paying for it for a while, so I should read like a few books on that this month just to like make up for all the money I spent on it and make myself feel a little bit better inside for forgetting to cancel the subscription when I really should cancel the subscription by telling myself that I was going to use the subscription, so I never canceled it. Now it'll come in handy because I'm traveling October, November, and December, so yeah, the Kindle's gonna come really in handy. And did you guys see the Kindle Scribe that's coming out? If I hadn't already just bought a Kindle like way back when in like August, or I don't know, I have my Kindle recently, I would be buying the Kindle Scribe. You can finally write with your Kindle on your Kindle and take notes in a notebook. Well, I already have an iPad that does it. I have the iPad Pro, so that's another reason I'm probably not going to buy it, but that really leveled up the Kindle for me in my heart. But I really hope they make that available, like you can write with Kindle on the Kindle app on the iPad, because I already use my iPad for school and content creation, so it'll just be perfect for me, and I'd save extra money, and I'll be able to annotate digitally, which is like a whole new magical land in my heart. And I have Kindle Unlimited, so that'll help me potentially get back into the habit of reading ebooks. I just fall out of habit of reading ebooks. It's difficult for me to stay in the ebook world. I like physical books. I like holding them. I like smelling them. I like being able to annotate them. I like tabbing them. It's just a whole different experience. But I do like my ebooks for travel and for my favorites. Like, I think I have a few copies of some of my favorite books on ebook, so that when I'm traveling and I feel like I really need a old favorite pickup, I can just read it easily and not have to buy multiple copies of the same exact book. But yeah, we're gonna do lots of Kindle Unlimited reading. Here's some of the titles I plan on reading. I don't know if I'm gonna get to these. I don't know where I'll get to these. I don't know if I'm going to get to these, but I think I might read some of these because I'm not feeling the TBR I just showed you, honestly, but it's the only thing I have here in Florida outside of my childhood books up there. But that's all. What are you guys reading? What's on your November TBR? Are you guys giving vibes, atmosphere, treasuristic memories? Down below. I might pick up some books from Barnes & Noble to make my Florida stay a bit more festive and bookish. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Remember, I'm here every Friday. Happy reading. Bye!